Okay, it's a good start to your style guide. What you want to do though, I want you to tap into your design side and bring out the style of your website within your style guide. So I want you to do a little research on style guides out there. If you just type in style guides, you go to images in Google, different examples. One I always show is this one here. Just again, it shows the colors and then it shows the actual what the fonts are going to look like. So you want to definitely take a look at that because the style guide is everything. Even in graphic design, style guide becomes really important. So, there's some different examples that you can take a look at. So start looking at that and working on that. For your file, I like what I see so far, but there's a couple things. First of all, you set up your master page nicely. Okay. Though you renamed your home page. Every page has a home page. And so we're going to rename this back to home. You're supposed to create a page. I had that in my video to help you out. You're supposed to click that plus sign and type in about. So we want you to create a secondary pages. Your home page is your main page. You're going to have that added for a different page, and then you can have a link to the about page. And you're going to. So I want you to take all your content that you have here, and you're going to move it over to the about page. Copy and pasting will work. Now, with that said, I like this logo that you have down here in this graphic. I think that should be on every page. So I'm gonna cut that out right now. I'm gonna go to the master page and I'm gonna paste it up here at the top and I'm gonna move it up to the top. I'm gonna leave the blue over here to the right. Now I'm gonna resize this ruler guide down. So I want the ruler guide so it fits the graphic in exactly. And then you can either make one of the two things. You can either make this blue box the height larger or you can keep it smaller. Depending on what you're trying to do there. But you definitely have to move this ruler guide for the header down so it can fit that graphic. And when you do that, then what happens is in every page at the top left is going to have your logo because you want that to stand out, and I think that's going to be a very nice thing to add. Okay, so as we move this over, let's just go ahead and move this over real quick. We'll just cut it out. You can just do an edit, paste, and placed. That'll put it in the same position. I would definitely want to think you should use some column guides here for lining things up, and you're not using bullets correctly. So first thing you want to do is for bullets under like here with your profile, you want to delete the hyphen that you have here. Okay, and you want to physically put the bullets in. So reselect the paragraphs, come up here and click on the bullet button. That's going to line it up perfectly. It's going to create a hanging indent, and that's a big thing in graphic design. It looks like there's an extra bullet down there. I'm going to delete that. So I would probably do the same thing here, except I probably would list it out into two columns. I'll show you what to do with there in just a second. I'm also thinking, yeah, we probably want to, if you're going to do this, I would probably add two column guides to this. So I would come back here to the main thumbnail. You right click. If you're on a Mac, control click. Go to page properties. I'm just going to say two column guides there. Then what I want to do is I'm going to resize this so it fits within that first column and it starts within the guides that you have there. Now when you do the column guides, it adds a gutter. So in graphic design, that's the space between columns, so it automatically adds it for you, so it makes life a lot easier on that. So with that said, you probably want to add some. I like the yellow here, and so forth. You definitely, what I would do is like librarian, this information, I probably would bold it, and anywhere there's dates, I would italicize for that purpose. So here it says, so yeah, you got a lot of bullets in here. And they're important things most likely. So what would I do here? Probably the same thing here because I don't, this makes it so you really you're not seeing it as bullets. So what I probably would say is, I would probably, let me do this. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to put another text frame out of the way here, down here at the bottom, so I can actually paste that in. Okay, so what I want to do is create two columns here inside. Make sure that it's side by side, a little extra space in between. And then what I want to do is I want to take this text, I'm going to move it up to here, press return and paste that in. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to click on the bullet button. Okay, you see what, and then let's do this one here. Okay, so I'm going to press my return key, enter key, paste, you get the idea. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing over here, and you're going to take and break up your bullets. And we'll put that bullets like that. So we're creating two columns of bullets. It's going to make it a lot easier to read. Trust me on that. And that's what I'm thinking that we do over here with expertise as well. So I would definitely break that up into that. And then once you do that, this can be still in a separate text box. You want to line it up so it kind of has equal amounts. And then this here is part of this, so that would be all right. And then I'd probably, again, this here, I would probably bold that and then italicize the dates. So I would like to see better use of the bullets. Now eventually, like expertise and so forth, like Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, a lot of times as graphic designers, what they'll do, I'll type in graphic designer about page. Usually sometimes you'll find some examples. I usually click on images in Google. But visually what they'll do is they'll list out like a chart, like my skills. They'll have a skills section and they'll visually graphic and make it, say, hey, I know graphic design, I know Photoshop, 50%, well, you wouldn't do 50%, you would do higher than that percentage wise. Or you do, there's a lot of examples of bar charts that they use there. So that's something that, think about visually as a graphic designer, what you can do and add